Hello there, Vers here. Today we're going to try new Arrtx acrylic markers and I'm very excited to draw with them and I waited until this day to open them on camera. So as you can see they are super pretty, also they match my art supply card, and these acrylic markers have a brush tip which is very neat because usually they have like dull tips that don't allow you to draw really fine details, and so I was very excited to try them out. So before using them, I recommend that you shake the whole box to help the acrylic mix in together, and I didn't have any trouble with that. So the color palette is really beautiful and I was mesmerized by those colors. I decided to make the swatching easier and more aesthetically pleasing that I should sort every color in its own category. We have a lot of greens and I'm not a fan of green, but I was really surprised when I did swatch them and I found so many beautiful shades that I instantly fell in love with. So we have pinks, purples, and some bright colors as well, a little bit of blues and neutrals like browns, and of course I was surprised to learn that this set includes two metallic shades, gold and silver. So without further ado, let's get to swatching those colors. First, before drawing with them, you've got to activate those markers by shaking them well, and I usually shake the whole box to save some time, and then you can shake each marker individually before activating them. They are different from your regular acrylic markers because you don't have to push in the tip to make the ink flow. You actually need to push a little button on the other side of the marker to pump the ink, and then it will soak, the tip of the marker will soak in the ink and it will be ready to draw. I strongly recommend you to first shake the marker, then pump a few times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to see if the ink starts to flow into the tip. If you see that the ink is flowing into the tip and the tip is soaking in the ink, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot of time, but this is important. I have to make this clear. So you see that the tip has started soaking in the ink, and then you close the marker, shake it well a few more times to help ink move, and then it's ready to draw. You know, this swatching process was so long. Here it's very quick and swift and it looks all so easy, but honestly my hand was tired of pumping the ink into 24 markers, I think. But other than that, it's pretty easy. I also like that all the colors complement each other and they have this pastel like feeling to them. They really look harmonious together. I was surprised by how beautiful all the shades are, especially greens, because I'm not a big fan of green to be honest, but those shades are so pretty, and this whole set is really well thought out in terms of colors. So you can pick random colors, like you can literally pick 3 random shades and I guarantee that they will work together. So I'm almost done swatching the markers. I absolutely love greens. I'm absolutely in love with those bright colors, especially with orange and green. This 407 is very lovely. And also browns are, you know what, there's like this warm shade, this greenish shade of brown, which is really good for all those greens that you already have in this set. And there's also this kind of chocolate cacao kind of brown, which is really soft and nice. Also I thought that this was yellow or different color, but it was a really shiny metallic shade. And black is black. It's good, it's opaque, it does not leave any streaks and works just fine, and silver is also super shiny. So yeah, I decided that I wanted to draw Hatsune Miku, and they also have included those gel pens, which I decided to like swatch next to the golden colors, and they are different. This is really like jelly like formula. They are thick, they glide easily. I didn't have any troubles drawing with them whatsoever, and they have sent me this amazing gel white pen. I usually have troubles with gel pens because they tend to get bad and they don't like draw through, like you use them and then they die, and I hope that this gel pen will last me longer. I decided to draw Hatsune Miku because we have so many beautiful green shades, and this video is longer because I wanted to include as much of my process as possible and show you everything. As you can see, I don't sketch with regular pencil because graphite tends to smudge and it can mix in with the acrylics and make your drawing colors like muddy. So instead I sketch with colored pencils. I prefer using light shades, and those pencils are Faber-Castell Polychromos coloring pencils. I hope I pronounced that right. So because we're drawing with acrylic markers, there's no need to lighten your sketch lines, and I love that about opaque materials such as acrylic markers. And I love building up layers and seeing how your sketch lines slowly disappear, and you have this process of creating a sketch, then you build up base colors, and then you add up all the little details. So this technique may look wonky at first, but you've got to trust the process. And first you need to cover everything with its base color, and I'm starting with lighter areas such as her face and hands. Then I'm moving on to coloring her hair because Arrtx markers have brush tips. Drawing hair was so satisfying and easy, and I could just draw hair all day with those markers. When I draw, I tend to focus on big areas first, and then I move on to details. So I love sailor uniforms, as you may have noticed. So my Miku is dressed in one, and I wanted to try and incorporate metallics. So I gave her a cute flip phone with lots of cute accessories, and I couldn't leave her without a funny little drink. So she's sipping on kiwi bubble tea.
You can call me Miku. Blue hair, blue tie, hiding in your Wi-Fi.
To create finer details in line art, I used Pentel Sign pens. They come in lots of different colors, and I love using them to add accents, tiny details, or create tiny lines. They have flexible felt tips that can allow you to add more line weight or do lines that are thinner. I use them a lot in my drawings and I really love them. If you want to know more about my techniques and art materials or art supplies that I use, you can check out my guide to art materials. Also, I'd love to hear your suggestions. If you want me to make some videos about my other art techniques, watercolors, or gouache, I would love to make those videos. But honestly, I love creating in ways that I don't limit myself to one medium only. So when I draw, I incorporate different materials, and I love mixing acrylic markers with coloring pencils. I love mixing acrylic markers with those ink pens, and I absolutely support you in your experiments, because this is how you find out the best combinations for refining your techniques. So I recommend you to be open and creative and to choose the best kind of paper. I wanted to add also that for acrylic markers to work best, especially if they have felt tips, you want your paper to be smooth so those markers glide easily, and those fibers that have like this tendency to get stuck or to get picked up by the tip of the marker, they can kind of get in the way, and they can form those little paper clumps when you kind of you add too much pressure, and if the marker is like not gliding effortlessly on the surface of the paper, it creates friction that makes your paper to... English is not my first language, as you can see, but you get the idea. You know those little annoying pieces of paper that have soaked the ink and they form those little beads or little clumps, and they are so annoying. As you can see, I didn't have even one clump while drawing because the paper needs to be smooth. This is my overall recommendation for those kinds of markers. Felt tip, smooth paper, you are happy, the marker is happy, there are no mess, no clumps, and the drawing looks clean and neat. So this is my best piece of advice that I'm gonna give you, and without any other additions, I will leave you and enjoy the creation process. I hope that you find this satisfying. So I'm gone. I will tell you some cool stuff by the end of the video, so watch this. I will see if you have seen this. If you are listening to this video right now, leave red crayon emoji. I will see who are the true ones are here. So okay, I'm in a silly little mood. I'm gone.
You can call me blue hair blue tie hiding in your life.
for background, I decided to leave it simple and use pencils to create a different texture, so Miku will stand out, and for finishing touches, I added lots of juicy highlights. I can't live without that bling bling, you know? And I played around with those markers and drew some more Mikus. You can head to Twitter or my Instagram to see those drawings. Also, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you Arrtx for sending those awesome markers. Also, my shop is open until February 10th, and you can check it out. I have some cool things in there. See ya!